so given the preamble that most people will have profiles in one community, I'd like to know, I'd like you to like clarify if like, let's say that I am a user in the, let's say, Mexican instance, okay? I have my profile in the Greenwire or Open Social Mexico. I download the app that is called whatever, Greenpeace, or Greenwire, whatever is the name of the app. I log in my community, so I select Mexico at some point, somehow, from a drop-down menu or stuff like that. I log in with my either username or email and password, and I do my stuff. And then when I come back, what is important to clarify right now is that I am automatically opening the same instance again, and I don't have to go through the whole thing each time I open the app.
Yeah, so we're mostly, so the app that we're using a bit as inspiration for us is Slack. And I think what you see there, if you're familiar with that mobile app as well, is that it'll automatically open again the community that you've last used before you closed the app. So that is what I would expect for the Open Social app as well, is that if you're using, for example, the Brazil community, when you close the app, then next time you open the app, that would also be the community that you're shown. And you would have to manually go to the community switcher if you want to go to a different community.
Yes, so important to mention on that the 30 days currently and the fact that we are actually checking to extend it. Alexander?
No, the connection broke up a little bit.
Okay, so what we checked is that currently we have like in the current setup, we have a limitation of 30 days that a person is logged in and then is logged out automatically after 30 days. However, we are checking now if and how we can extend it. So we believe that we can extend it to a longer period, because it's basically also required or requested also by TACO and some others, and that's why we're actually checking that. So yeah.
So can I just please clarify? So if I once I insert my email credentials, whatever password, I stay automatically logged in at least for 30 days.
Yeah.
Without being requested to reinsert the. And obviously, I'm guessing that the Slack app works as you can access also the Slack app via web URL. I'm guessing that if someone sends you the URL of this in a, I don't know, QR code or a social media instance and stuff like that, you can just basically create your login directly there and add it to your list of communities available in the app.
So this is actually something we're still discussing. So the technical difference between what Slack is doing and what Open Social is doing is that all Slack communities are using the slack.com domain. So what this means is that from a mobile app perspective, the app can tell the operating system of the mobile device, like if you have links with this domain, then I can also handle those. And that's how Slack works. For Open Social, this means that we need to get that domain per community that we support. So it means that the app, especially in Greenpeace case, will need to be configured to be able to handle that community. So for the app form that Greenpeace is using, if you want to add a new community in the future, you would have to add that to the app's configuration and deploy a new version of the app.
The notes. We are already discussing names with our community because the app will have one name, I'm guessing, as Slack in the iOS or in the Android store as one name. Yeah. And as you can guess, it's not super straightforward to have 10 offices and 17 countries agree on the same name.
Yes.
Also, particularly because we have some other apps that are already available in some markets. When you search for Greenpeace, there is already a Greenpeace app, a Greenpeace magazine, app TV, stuff like that. So we are continuing the conversation with our offices around a few names. But we'd like also, because you see like some offices are called Greenwire, most of them, some are called Stand Up, and we have alternative names. So my second question is like, how far can we go with the app name? So, I mean, the app has to be like one, fine. But like, can we customize some of the names? Do we have some sort of room to play with the name, or it has to be one app like Slack, Zoom, Adobe Reader, whatever, VLC, whatever it is?
Yeah. So we can change the app name only on the app market. So we should like compare like on which country you want to roll out, and you have like some translating stuff with app name, app description, maybe app some screenshots, etc. And you can like separate to country where you want to like shop. Like if you're talking about French, you can like set up some stuff to the French. So if you're talking about the Italy, you can like create some app name, app description, and etc. to the Italy, and also Italian language. So when you user like go to the open the market in the Italy, like we can like read in the Italian language, not default English.
Evgeny, this is a great news. First of all, excellent. It will solve a lot of problems. So let me just see if I get it right. So based on the IP address or whatever determines the app store that I access. So if I'm in Italy, I'm guessing I access the app store in Italy, in iOS or in Android. We can propose for the same app a different name.
Yeah, but for the countries. So for Italy, one language, and app name you can change. For the like French,
Germany,
you can separate.
See, based on country, it's perfect. Based on country is great.
But just in case, Lucas, what you see here first, the person when he presses the application, he gets the splash screen popping in till everything is uploaded. Once the
pause. Sorry, Aaron. Question number one: will this splash screen be the same regardless on the community you are signed in? The first splash screen will be the same for everyone.
Yeah, we expected this one.
Okay.
So splash screen, it should be the same for all communities.
Okay.
Yes. Because we don't know yet what is the community in that specific case.
I'm just exploring what are the possibilities, guys. Because Aaron, if you can open the first link that I just sent in the Slack chat. So this is what the Greenpeace Greenwire, the splash screen you are showing would work for 8 websites out of 10 of our communities. So in general, it's fine between brackets. However, there are some sites, so if you can open the wegreen.fr link that I just sent you, that have an alternative version of the logo somehow. So if I think that what Alexander proposes, so the name of the app being respected in the splash screen, that would be like the ideal solution. And it would be like, you would earn a lot of beers.
One action item for you, actually, if you can come up to us with what would be the groups and related splash screens, so we can look it up, and based on the region and so on, we can make mapping, and we can do something. So to start with, maybe you can supply us already like some kind of later on some kind of overview for us.
Yeah, we can do it. We can separate this logo like in the country, like Alexander said. So it's just some folders, and we can separate this.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, Eugen, but I have a question for you. Does we estimated already this option of changes? Yeah, so I think at this moment it's out of scope. So, and we need additional time to implement it. So we can discuss it, Aaron, with you.
No problem, we'll discuss it. But in any case, Luca, give us the information.
Yeah, okay. The main question is, if the main question, can we do it? Yeah, we can do it, but we need to estimate it and discuss how we can implement it.
Okay. And then
so I guess that
Luca, on that one, if you have one splash screen that can match all of them, that would be also good if you can have something like that as an alternative, just in case.
Yes, I'll keep talking with our communities of practitioners, but I'm just trying to understand what is the extent of where we can go of the flexibility that we have. Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and estimate and stuff, I'll give you the list of names with the logo of the individual sites, and then you tell us the extent of it.
Also an alternative one splash screen, and also just saying that now, even if we cannot do it now, just saying we will talk about having maybe in the next phase we can do something about it later on. So just saying that. It's
all right.
Yeah. All right. So the next thing, of course, after the splash screen, next thing you see basically is the select your community screen or the find community. Normally, you can see all possible communities will appear, and the person can select his community. It's not yet, he didn't do yet any login, so he see all possible communities, and then I find it it's funny, but because basically he's going from a specific region, let's say France or Germany, but he still gets the full list of all communities. And it's not yet based on his user. We don't know who he is yet. And we don't know if he can log in into specific community or not. So just saying, basically he gets all the communities without knowing yet who he is. But then after the processing, the login, after he chooses one specific community, he gets the login screen where he needs to connect to this specific community. Login, let's say Belgium in this specific example.
Sorry, question, Eran. Like, this is, I think, is just a clarification. In case the domain has enabled the social login, so login with Twitter, Google, whatever that is, this would also work. Because there is this extension in many of our sites. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, Yevon, do we have it? Login via Google or Facebook or Twitter with the OAuth?
Yeah, so the way, maybe I can answer it. So the way the login flow works for the app is, and that's also why you need to choose the community, is that the user is sent to the platform itself, so to the web platform to log in. So they don't actually enter their credentials in the mobile application, but they enter it in the open social web platform. So the benefit of that is that any custom login method that platform has configured should also work with the app. And if the user is already logged in on the platform that they're being redirected to in the web browser, then they can also skip the authentication process and come straight back to the mobile application. So this is similar if you log in with other mobile app. I think maybe I don't really use Facebook on mobile, but I think they work the same way, where Facebook temporarily opens a mobile browser, asks you to authenticate on the Facebook website, and then brings you back into the mobile application. Open Social does the same.
I'm loving it today. I'm loving it. I'm loving everything. I'm loving everything you say today, fellas. Beautiful. Please continue.
Right. So after you log in, he's getting the landing page of the specific community. Well, of course, yeah, but important to mention here, whatever you see here in this, I would say the upper menu and this part, I think I mentioned also last time, would be based on the landing page and everything on from the web view. However, this button part here, this is basically what we call the button bar features. And this is there's another action item for me for you later on. Let's park it here for a second. So this basically are 5 features that appears on the button bar. Now those features basically can be set up differently per community. So you can have one community with 5 features and a different community with totally different features. and we will talk about it in a second. I will mention it let's go back to it in a few minutes.
Just a question for you, Aaron. If I look at this design, then I think the leftmost button is the community switcher, correct?
Yes.
So then it would be, so the community switcher and then the 4 most important features on the platform.
Yeah, so the home button.
You're right.
Yeah, so I would say 5 features, but yeah, okay. I wanted to go back to this later, but okay, I'll mention it now. Definitely when we have a multi-community app, like in this case, like in Greenpeace, then we definitely need this button. We don't have a choice. And in this case, we will have only 4 features to choose from. So this one will always repeat.
The main concept that is that if you have a multi-community app, this button will be there no matter what, plus site managers will have the option to control the 4 other buttons.
Yes. And we are debating yet on this is something that is still on the debate of the home button. Like if you're not on the landing page, then you'll have the home button, and then you can later on make the change, go to the home and then change it, or it will appear all the time. This is something I just discussed also with Moritz, and we have to conclude it. So just saying that. But the point is definitely anyway 4 other features to choose from. And per community, for the site manager to choose it's not now, but somewhere in the future, we intend in our roadmap, we intend to put this kind of option for the site manager to choose which features will be shown for the community. And if we do that, we need to put a drop-down list with all the possible features. So basically, we're supposed to have more than just 5 features per community. We need to have a full optional list of features. Out of that, for the starting point, yes, we also need the 5 preferred ones now, or actually 4, but let's say 5 just so we have it. 5 preferred features by order. So which one will be first? So if we show only 4, it will be the first 4.
So, okay, so one, maybe should we as Open Social provide the total list of things that Greenpeace can choose from? Because we have some, like we discussed this morning, we have some requirements for these features in that they need to have a known fixed path, and they need to have a clear icon associated. So I think if we like let this go free and we allow picking any page, then we may miss these requirements. So I think we may need to get some guidance from Open Social side here.
You're right on this one.
First.
So,
just to be clear, fellas, we are talking about features, and I completely understand where you're coming from. But what you actually need is the action that should be done.
Primary action. Yeah. For us, there's that's one of the
go to all groups or see all events or perform a search. That's basically the action that you want people to associate to the icon. Okay, good.
Exactly. Courses. So I'm continuing. Look, so basically, of course, after getting the landing page, one of the thing here is, of course, that the person can actually change community. So we're talking about this specific option. If he pushes this one, of course, he gets, as you can see, some kind of a bottom, I would call it like bottom or sidebar view with all the possible communities again. And he can choose again to change the community to a different community. Right, and then,
Aaron, can I ask a question also to the guys? Can you please go back to the whatever the home page of a site? Let's say the person logs into Belgium. There you go. So right now, obviously, this is the wrapper around the web view, which I'm guessing we'll get. I think we have always the same colors. But for example, the nav bar menu is colored in different ways in our offices. It's a node that you can customize in the Open Social setting.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, so the nav bar menu, for example, if you go now in the Mexican one, is black.
I think I can ask your question and answer it as well. So your question is, will the button bar adapt to the colors of the platform? Yes, so this is part of the planned work, is that we have already exposed the color settings for a platform through the API. So that's also why you see the little processing after the user has logged in, is because that's also being fetched, so that
Yes,
can be put in.
styling per community.
Today is a great day. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So back to the community. So again, the whole point here is that you can press here, get this community, select community thing again, and you can change community. If you're not already logged into this community, you'll get the login bar, the login page again. And if you're already logged into this community before, and you didn't log out, you still be, basically this page will be skipped, and you'll get immediately the landing page of the other community. So important to mention that again. So maybe it's even shown here. Let me see. No, it's not shown here, but if you're not logged in, you get the login page again. If you are logged in already, you'll get the landing page of the next community. So you can toggle between different communities that you already logged in into. So if you are logged into a specific community, if you press the 3 buttons here on the side, you will get the sign out button. And that means that next time that you'll choose this community, you'll have to re-log in. I think that's about it. Anything I missed, guys? Just looking to see if there's anything else that, no, I don't think so. That's basically it.